Today's property tour, we are north of Gilman City and kind of south and west of Wayne Helton Conservation Area, rural southeast Harrison County. And have you ever seen a property like this one?
No, it feels like Colorado or something in northwest Missouri.
The first stop on the trail is the only open area on the farm. They carved out a spot between drainages here. They created this little water hole, planted some clover. There's a feeder behind us. It's empty now because it's deer season and there's minerals under the feeder, and nice little bank spline right here. The rest of the property is all timber except for this one little open area where they tried to create a spot for the deer to stop and have a nibble.
Yep, it's a good spot too. Convergence of drainages should be a hot spot for activity.
Deer season here is already well underway, and you could jump in and start hunting this property tomorrow. And if you're the kind of hunter that thinks that timber harvest is a bad word, this farm is very huntable as it sits right now, and you'd never have to take a tree off of here. But I know in your experience, you're a lot more used to actively managing timber and taking something like this and not only from a financial perspective, but from a habitat perspective, really hitting another level on both fronts.
Right, it's a blank slate. There's mature pines, which you don't find in this area of the country often. So it'd be a great starting point, but then there's also walnuts that are either ready to go or almost ready that are going to benefit from the pine harvest, and even some oaks there too. When you take one out, everything that you leave benefits. So other trees benefit, future log harvest, and then wildlife immediately benefits. That next growing season, the vegetation is going to respond crazy. So it's timber stand improvement through logs.
Yeah, good point. This is one, it works as it is, or if you want to make some money on timber and make the habitat even better, you could get really active with it.
Standing here in front of another mature pine grove on the property, and I don't know if you can tell from the video behind me, but the canopy's a little bit more open. These trees have been growing close together for a long time, so they're tall and straight, make good logs. The thin canopy is letting sunlight get down to the ground a little bit more in this area, so you can see there's ground cover for deer and other wildlife there, and that's what would be improved if you came in and selectively took some more. Or in this stand, you know, a lot of these trees could go and you're not going to hurt the habitat. You're actually probably going to help it a lot more. And like Jason said earlier, you can come in and hunt this property as it is right now. So if you didn't do anything, you're going to continue to get some sunlight to the ground, and then there's a transition to this side where it's more typical for our area of the state: bottomland, hardwood, elms, cottonwoods, walnuts, and a nice transition from what's behind us to this bottom, and you know that the wildlife's going to use that transition.
Yeah, exactly. So if you took over this property today, you could hunt this spot tomorrow, and if you felt like improving it even more, there's a golden opportunity right up the hill.
Yep.
I know you're a big student of topography, and when I look at the topo map for this place, it really gets me excited. A couple of different ridge systems offer a couple of different advantages. How do you read this property?
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. You've got options for more southerly type winds, and those best hunting days happen on northwest winds, it seems like. And in the back where this trail leads, you've got a slope that hunts very well on a north and northwest wind. Deer want to be on the downhill slope facing away from that wind, so they get wind over the top and they get thermals from below, warm thermals from below. This spot here is in the very lowest point, the creek bottom, that cuts a good portion of the property in half. So all the downward thermals in the evening when they get out of bed and get to moving for the night end up in this creek bottom. And if they're looking for danger, if the bucks are looking for hot does in the evening, early morning hours too, this is where they're going to come to catch all that scent.
Yeah, I think that's part of what, there's a trail camera right here behind me. I think that's part of what made this such a good trail camera site is those thermals falling down in the cooler temperatures.
Yep, tracks a lot of wildlife movement.
Yep. On a timber property like this, if you're looking to do a timber harvest, trees like this walnut right here are exactly what you're after. But there are other things you're going to have the logger do if you choose to do a timber harvest. So just tell me a little bit about how you would manage this particular grove right here where we're standing.
Yeah, I mean, you've got logs that are ready to go like this one, and plenty of future crop trees behind it that are going to benefit from that first harvest. So you come in first year, get the logs that are ready to go, and then following that, you want to eliminate competing trees like elms and hackberries and scraggly cottonwoods and things like that, competing with the walnuts that you want in the future for nutrients. And then you come back in 10 and 15 years and you've got a whole nother crop of walnuts ready to go, and probably significantly better than your first harvest because you've come in and made the growing conditions better.
We're loaded up and about to head out of here. Last thing I wanted to touch on is the privacy of this place. It's awesome, man. We're about a quarter mile from the gravel roads that way. Nice, well-maintained dirt road here. And this property, as soon as you step on there, it's just a wall of timber. It's basically 80 acres of cover surrounded by ag.
Yep, a big 80 acres too.
It is big, yeah.
Mm-hmm.